find this. And let me do welcome to Paint with Nick. Dun dun dun. Here is let's get this up. Now, here is the stair. Here is the stairway up. Let me get a new color for that. Here is the stairway up. Officer Noonans says he's right here in the doorway with his hands more or less leaning towards whatever, the door frame. He claims Kelsey is, let's give him a beard. He claims Kelsey is just outside of arm's length. She is much, much smaller than him. She now lunges to the left, right in front of him, 3 feet away. I should have used blue paint, sorry. She launches here. This, if this is 11.3 feet by 12 by 10, I'm not sure which. This is like 1.5 feet away from her. If she, first of all, if she lunges there, she just has to bend. She's already on a knee. All she needs to do is bend down, reach out. Where is the lunging? To this area here. Where? And somehow, right in front of him, stands back up and assumes the position. Do you remember how he said? You remember how he said? The Weaver stance, which is leaning forward. Wide stance, leaning. Wide stance, leaning forward. That would make the gun here. Remember what he said yesterday on Direct? The gun was some distance away. And then he says, it clicked. So let's see here. I think here is the bed and some nightstand. This is not proportionally accurate. I'm just writing here. Bed. Yeah, this is awful. Bed. She waddles this direction while doing the thingy. Bam, bam, dun, dun, bam, bam, dun, dun. And he's standing there like a damsel in distress. Kelsey, don't do it. Don't do it, Kelsey. He has still not drawn his weapon. Well, he does that. At some point in this, he draws his weapon, according to himself. Well, he claims she just tried to shoot him. You know what cops do when you try to shoot them? They shoot. There's no, they will shout, gun, or drop the gun. But if there's an active click, there's no longer drop the gun. It is gun, poof, poof, empty the magazine. Now, she goes back in this direction and ends up, no, not there, backwards and then side straddle. So she is now in this general area. He has still done nothing. And now he shoots. First, he hits the AC. AC. Because apparently, by the way, according to him, she is 15 feet away. Folks, this bedroom is 11.3 feet. He is now in the door frame. The distance here to here, maybe at most 8 feet. At most 8 feet. He's trying to describe, as he tries to explain how he misses the first shot. Well, she's a moving target and she's 15 feet away. She literally cannot be 15 feet away from him unless he is here. It is so stupid. Nothing creepy stalker Noonan says makes sense. The distance doesn't make sense. The event, his own training says this is not how it went down. And folks, this is why I believe he panicked. Because look at this first situation. Let's switch color. Look at this event, first event here. All he has to do is lean forward and grab. Take one step forward. Because she's a tiny human being. She's like, what is she? 5'5", 5'4"? 120 pounds? Something of the sort. All you need to do is take one step forward, chase her. Because he sees her racking. 2 steps, he's caught up and neutralizes her. He stayed there. Here's what I believe happened. Let's get everything back. He is here. He just stands around. Maybe he walks up and down the stairs checking, where is Justin? I'm a liar. She sees that, sneaks here. Bedstand. She's over here. Sorry. Gets the gun, points it at her head. At this point, he sees her, screams, Kelsey, don't do it. Don't do it, Kelsey. And then he opens fire. Then he opens fire. There was never any event taking place in this general area. He saw her, he panicked, he screamed at her, and then he shot her. That is what I believe happened. Again, this is not proportionally accurate. Well, the this here. Upstairs in the home, this is measured. This is accurate. And I mean, this hallway here is 6'11" by 6'4", and there are a bunch of stuff here. There's some stuff here. You will soon see there's a lot of stuff here. There's a bed here, a nightstand here, a load of crap here. It's a tiny home. It's not a big house. I mean, look at this. The entirety is, let's see here, 11.3 plus 611 is 17, 18, 2 plus 13, 3. It's 30 feet across. That's not a huge house. That's not a huge it's a tiny, tiny place. His story does not make sense because he panicked. He saw that, and then a few minutes later, oh shit, what did I just do? My career is over. Nobody saw it happen, and Officer Noonan, creepy stalker Noonan, decided to lie. And if Kelsey hadn't survived, that would have been all we heard of this. If Kelsey Fitzsimmons had died in the ER, this would have been, Officer Noonan's story would have been all we heard. All we would have heard about this was a notice in the paper about a fiance who was a danger to a child, tried to shoot a cop, and that was then killed by a cop. That would be all that we ever heard of this case. But she survived. And now we know more.